Hey everybody, this is your girl Savvy Sav, and I'm back with another video. Today we will be making our cornbread dressing. This, guys, is one of my favorite dishes to make. It is a simple recipe, but it is loaded with lots and lots of flavor, and oh, it is so good. It will have your family begging for more. If you're interested in quick dishes like this, simple recipes, simple hacks, stick around and subscribe to this channel. Without further ado, let's go. Okay, guys, to get started with this recipe, we'll need some simple ingredients. The first ingredients will be any 2 cornbread mixes you would like, 1 stick of butter, 1 yellow onion, 1 green pepper, bell pepper that is, 3 eggs instead of 2 eggs. You will make your cornbread as it is on the package. So you will start by going in with your dry ingredients, pouring your 2 packages of cornbread mix first. And remember, it's whatever package of cornbread mix you would like. I use Corn Kits because this is a sure winner for this recipe. And, of course, it is very affordable. Next, after putting my cornbread mix in there, I'll follow up by beating 3 eggs into a separate bowl and then pouring it into the mixture. This will ensure, guys, that we do not drop any type of shells or anything in our cornbread mixture. Following up, 1 stick of melted butter, And last but not least, I'll add 1 cup of milk. Now, it does call for oil, guys, for the recipe, but I use butter. Feel free to use each one. After which, we will well incorporate this. We'll stir it up really, really good and make sure that it is well blended. That's one thing you want to do, guys. You want to make sure that it is well blended. No extra crumbs or flakes. Just take your time and blend it very well. Next, into a buttered dish, I pour my mixture and I smooth it very, very evenly as much as possible across the dish. Now, you can use oil, but again, for the best recipe, for the best turnout results, butter that dish. All right. So then, after we've buttered that dish and you pour those ingredients in there and you smooth it across, you want to set your oven on 375 and you're going to bake this for 30 minutes. And just like with the cake, guys, when you take it out of the oven, feel free to use a toothpick to insert to make sure that it is done. Meanwhile, we'll go ahead on and we'll put these drumsticks on. Mine are frozen, but we're going to boil them for 30 to 45 minutes until they're nice and tender. Oh yes, this looks scrumptious. You want to boil them until the meat almost basically falls off the bone already, because that's all you're going to do is debone them as soon as it's done anyway. Make sure that when your meat's finished boiling, you let it cool before removing the meat. Next, we're going to work on our mixture. This is a chicken bouillon that I am putting inside of 1 stick of butter, some celery, and some onion and green onion. You're going to let everything boil, guys, until everything is translucent. You want to make sure those veggies are very, very soft, and as you're mixing it up, it's just one nice flavorful family in there. This is the flavor of your dressing right here in this pot. This is what's going to make your dressing just so good. Oh my God. And not to mention, I did add 2 cans of chicken mushroom soup. Now that our chicken is through boiling, we're going to go ahead on, take the cornbread and allow it to cool as well. While the meat is cooling down and we're preparing to take it off the bone, we're going to go ahead on and start to crumble up our cornbread. Both items, I suggest, should be cooled before doing the next few steps. So right now, I'm just crumbling up the cornbread with a spoon because I am taping. But you want to let your cornbread cool off. And then once it cool off, guys, you're going to crumble it into like really, really small crumbs in a bowl. But right now, I'm just kind of like, you know, slicing through it and chopping it up so that that moisture can escape. All that heat can start to escape out of the bread. And once it's cooled off, and I'll say that'll take about maybe 10 to 20 minutes, maybe a little bit longer depending on the dish that you use. Let it cool off and then crumble it into a bowl. And I'm going to taste it right quick because I know it's a winner. But go ahead on and crumble it into a bowl and do the same thing with the meat. Debone it, put it into a bowl, and let it cool. Now we're going to add that same meat right here into the dressing. And I love a meaty dressing. This was 6 drumsticks, by the way. Now we're going to go in with some additional seasoning, starting with our poultry salt. And I can tell you now, I'll hit the back end of my seasoning with this. Simple ingredients right here because we've already seasoned it already with our sauce. Creole seasoning right here by Tony's. Feel free to use whatever seasoning you would like, because basically you're just putting a little bit more flavor into your dressing. And here I have our regular seasoning salt. You can use Lawry's or whatever you so desire. And last but not least, I'm going to hit that bouillon a little bit. If you notice, I'm not really heavily seasoning it, because when we made that mixture with the celery and things like that, that's the actual flavoring. And a little bit more poultry seasoning and we're done. You're going to go ahead on, if you want to, this is optional, hit that with a little sage, just a little bit of sage. Do not add too much or it will turn your dressing green. Don't ask me how I know that. And that's it. And begin to stir it up really, really good. And so that it can become well incorporated. And once you do that, guys, it's going to be good. Here come that mixture. Here come that mixture. Woo! And after so long, it's going to look like this and you can taste it. Yes, before you even bake it. Some of the broth that came off the chicken that we brought, when we were boiling it, watch this. Watch what we're going to do, guys. We're going to put that flavoring in here as well. Put just a little bit in there. And you'll repeat that step 2 times. Once you mix it real good, you're going to pour it across a casserole dish and bake it on 375 for 30 minutes. And this is what you'll get. Voila, a beautiful dressing. Oh my God, it's going to be so good. I can hardly wait. And that's it, guys. That is all there is to it. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I hope you try the recipe. And if you do, as always, I tell you to leave me a picture in the comment section below. And until the next time, guys, bye.